Hey everyone, this is the TZG Podcast number 3. Today I have with me Chance.
Hello.
Amethyst.
Hey there.
And Greywind coming on for the first time.
Hey.
And I'm Divestorm. Today our topics will be Square Enix free-to-play model, MLG StarCraft 2, Assassin's Creed, the upcoming game, and Star Wars 1313. So first off, we'll go into Square Enix, the free-to-play model. So what they're looking to do is create a free-to-play model that plays a minute of ads every 10 to 20 minutes instead of having microtransactions. They're looking to put this onto their older games and in their new online service mode. It's kind of an interesting idea. It could be a little weird because you're just going to suddenly have an ad come out of nowhere, but it is a different way of doing it. It's nice to see someone trying something other than just microtransactions.
Did they say how long the ads were going to be?
They said about a minute.
About a minute, yeah. That's not bad. I mean, it's something new. It's definitely a lot better than paying. I mean, I'd definitely take that over. Because a lot of those games I wouldn't pay for, but I still get to experience them because it's free to play now. Maybe I'll only get 20 minutes into a game, and that ad will be just like, yeah, you know, I'm done with this game. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. It's one of those things where I think the duration of the ads and how frequent they end up being, like every 10 minutes I think would be just way too often. That would probably just drive me insane, and I would probably not play if that was the case. But every 20, 30 minutes, I don't see that being a big problem, and I don't think that would affect the number of people playing.
Yeah. It'll be curious on when they place the ads, like, because it's every 10 to 20 minutes, so it's not a standard, like, it's this amount of time every time. No, it's kind of random, so I'm wondering if they're going to put it in specific parts of the game. So, like, hey, you're switching from chapter to chapter, here's an ad. Or is it just going to be randomly in the middle you're playing, you know?
Yeah, I've never actually played a game where it just has ads that pop up randomly, like obviously on like browser games, but I never downloaded a game off of Steam that was free to play and it would have ads. Most of those free to play games add it in a different way with like buying merchandise or something from their store for in-game items and stuff like that. So it's kind of a new thing, I think, for people. I don't know if I personally, I don't think I would enjoy it as much because I hate ads just in general. But you know, I'd rather have stuff I could buy that would improve my gameplay than. But I don't know what games they're going to be on. Do you know, or yeah?
No, it's just their older games. That's all I know from their studio.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure if they'll be including other games because I guess they're starting their own online service. But I imagine to start, it'll just be their games that they've made in the past. So we'll have to see. It's something that'll doesn't have any release date or anything like that. So it's probably a little ways out. But it's just a news announcement, so we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, be interesting to see where they can bring it, and it's definitely unique.
All right, Greywind's going to take us away with the next topic, so I'll let him go ahead.
Yeah, so last weekend we had the 2012 Summer Championship for MLG. It was a lot of really good matches, and a lot of matches that I thought some big names threw away. Particularly one of my favorites to make it into the top 4 was Stefano. And he played a best of 5 against Violet in the group finals. And I just, like, he 6-pooled, he made some really terrible decisions. That was something that really struck me. The same thing with Alive as well. Both of them ending 10th and 11th, it looks like. And just kind of throwing away their matches. I was just wondering if any of you guys had a chance to see those.
I didn't get to see Stefano in those games necessarily, but I mean, I think a lot of the big names went in there very cocky, in my opinion, and started doing things they don't usually do. They don't stick to their guns and stick what they practice with. They didn't seem to be prepared as much as most people are prepared for. Like, I don't want to say it, but they almost think that MLG is a joke now, which I hope they don't. But because they performed at IEM very well, but when they come to MLG, it seems like they just don't try as hard or something. I mean, there's been a lot of controversy between that, so I don't know.
It's kind of odd because, I mean, I know when they originally came in and said, you know, we want to win this. But, I mean, you look at the top 4 players of just this one pass, it's people who are maybe not as well known. I mean, you got Lenok first, Teja, and the STC. Some of these strong Korean teams also, there's been a lot of tournaments, so maybe it's just kind of wear and tear. I mean, think of how many big tournaments just kind of happened this last little bit. There's some other ones still to come. I know IPL's pretty much happening right now, things like that. So that could also be why we're seeing some of these other players coming in who, they're fresher than maybe some of the other players who've been playing in all these different tournaments and going really far.
Yeah, I think they're not looking at it the same way, because I mean, I know the Koreans looking into it, they go from like a GOM TV thing where they play a match, or a series, a night basically, and they practice the whole week for that one series, and then they come to America and they know that they're going to have to be practiced up for it too. So I mean, it could just be the practice styles. It obviously is with the Koreans, but I mean, it's late, like more and more as the time goes on. The foreigners used to compete very well with the Koreans, but now it's kind of just almost sad to see, because we used to see Huck and Idra and all the big foreigner names up in at least the top 10. Now they're barely breaking the top 10. Stefano should have came at least top 5, but he ended up coming 11th, I think you said. And
yeah,
I mean, that's one foreigner. So.
Yeah, he actually placed 9th, so yeah, that was my mistake. But even still, I know what you mean. It's just the weirdest thing, like, second to last game, and he was behind, and he 6-pooled, but he didn't save 100 minerals for the spine. He brought all his drones, and Violet just was stacking his drones on the minerals, killed all his Zerglings, defended it perfectly, and Stefano knew he had lost.
It's very not hard to hold a 6-pool as ZVZ if you're, at least not against, if you don't have any spine pressure. That's the whole reason why you get 6-pooled and lose, is because of the spine pressure. So
yeah, well, he had 95 minerals and just kind of threw it away.
Yeah, that's very sloppy play, nothing you usually see from a person like Stefano, so it's very surprising.
Chance is now going to talk about the Assassin's Creed, the next upcoming game, number 3, so I'll let him take it away.
Howdy do. I think Assassin's Creed is a huge name, and I think a lot of people are looking forward to this kind of game, so I thought I'd cover it a little bit. There's no updates really on it. November 23rd is the release date. I think a lot of people are looking forward to it just because it's based at the American Revolution in the late 18th century, I believe, and they introduce a new hero. I don't even understand. I can't even pronounce his name. I'm sorry. I don't know if anybody else can, but I've played all the Assassin's games, and I've loved the story. I loved the gameplay. I loved everything about it. So I'm looking forward to this. What do you guys think?
I'm hoping they do some real innovation on it, because as great as the games were, and I've loved the previous games, I think it'll get stale unless they actually change some things up. And they have some good things going, like the persistent mobile combat. You don't have to stop to kill someone. You can just kill them on the run. But I'm interested to see what they are going to bring in terms of innovation. Yeah, the atmosphere is different, but you're still kind of doing the same thing, running up walls, jumping and killing people. I don't know. If they keep putting out games consistently, I think it's going to get stale, but I think the atmosphere on this one is going to have enough to actually make it different.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I'm really looking forward to seeing how it is like you interact with the environment, given that it's not just castles and keeps anymore, like it's out and like running through fields and forests. So I think that's going to be really interesting to see how they do that.
And ships, don't forget ships. I hope they have like some kind of ship combat or something like that.
Yeah, there is.
Like
there is.
I mean, all I've seen is the cinematics, but it looks way different than the other games. I mean, as far as you can tell from those, I haven't seen much of the gameplay or anything, but it's definitely it seems like a new take on the franchise, and that's like I played the first 3 and then Brotherhood, and my one problem with it was it ended up being too repetitive near the end. And it was just hard to almost, like, I liked the story, but it was hard to just kind of tough it out and get to the end. I don't know if you guys ran into the same problem or not.
I did. At the same time, I didn't, just because the story in it, I'd always have to take a break and I'd just go back for the story, really.
Yeah.
The gameplay did get stale, I agree with that, but the story, it always brought me back, so.
Yeah, I kind of felt the same. For me, it was Brotherhood. It was the hardest one for me. I don't know why, but Revelations really did it for me. The way they ended it, the way you kind of had Desmond's story as well in there, like going around collecting the extra pieces for that. I don't know, I really like the progression of that as well.
Yeah. They have a lot of interesting things they added to it, but I mean, it's not enough to make it not stale, because once you get through it, oh, it's interesting, oh, this is cool, this is what you can do with it, there's nothing really behind it. Like, they don't have anything to back it up in the stories, so I mean, I hope they bring something new to the table. I hope it's not just the same game, just different story. But I mean, Ubisoft usually doesn't release things that are not up to par, so we'll see, I guess.
With that, we'll move on to the next topic. All right, Ramithis is going to talk about the new Star Wars game, 1313. A little information has been given out, but we'll let him take it away.
Hey guys, so yeah, as he said, it's a lot of speculation right now. Pretty sweet trailer, however it is cinematic, which of course makes sense. They're trying to advertise, and what's a better way than putting out something that looks better than the actual game. I'm expecting a lot of good things from this, mainly because I just love Star Wars. Played the heck out of Battlefront 2. Really still waiting on Battlefront 3. Who knows when that's going to be. There's always that forum thread somewhere out there saying it's coming out next year. I've been let down a few too many times to expect that this is going to possibly incorporate some of the Battlefront 2 mechanics, but I don't know, just as a fanboy, it's getting me pretty excited.
I heard a lot of the focus is on the underworld, so I mean I don't know if they've really done much with that ever before, which would be really cool to see.
Yeah, that'd be a really interesting twist on it, I think. I don't know, I played the MMO they released, and the story was good, but I mean, it died off. I hope it doesn't do that.
Well, I think this is going to be a single-player game, so I think we'll have less to worry about that.
Yeah.
Just the whole issue of it, is it going to be good or bad? There's been some bad Star Wars games, and there's been some that are amazing. So hopefully they can do another amazing one in this. It's a little different setting than I think we've seen before. I can't think of anything that I've played that's kind of had that type of setting.
Yeah, definitely. If it's anything like the Battlefront games, I'll definitely be playing it, because I played the crap out of those games, and yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it, at least to get my hands on it and just play with it, and hoping to see some more updates on it and some more cinematics, hopefully too.
Yeah, with it being, I have a feeling that it's going to be nothing like the Battlefield games, or not Battlefield, Battlefront games. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot more single-player RPG, hack and slash.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Underground. So I don't know if we'll see as much space warfare.
Yeah, what they've said is, so far what they have released, it seems like it won't be favoring the Jedi. You probably won't be able to play as them. It'll probably be like a rebel or stormtrooper sort of. I mean, that could be cool because it's somewhat of a fresh point of view.
I love playing as a bad guy too. So.
Yeah, as much as I love slicing things in half, being like a bounty hunter or something is equally as cool.
Yeah.
I'm really...
Sorry. Go.
I'm really curious to see how the multiplayer is actually for it. If there is going to be like something significant online offered for it, like, and kind of how that will, I guess, like how popular that will be. Just because like the Battlefront games, they were never hugely popular online. Like they were good, and I enjoyed playing them, but it was never like one of those things you could ever see at an MLG or like that kind of thing. Like it was never popular enough.
Yeah, I think we need a new game in MLG, to be honest with you. So
I know they're looking at Shoot Mania coming out for that.
I saw a Shoot Mania tournament. It looked pretty cool.
Yeah, and that was back in Alpha, so it's going to be interesting to see what they did, because I think I saw the same one you probably did.
Yeah, I'm tired of watching Call of Duty.
But with that, that's going to wrap up the podcast for today. Don't forget to subscribe, like, post, and visit our website at tierzerogaming.com. And we're out for today.
Love you.
See ya.
Bye.